Hey there, it's Monkey. We're back, pushing forward with our Valheim Mistlands playthrough. We're using the Epic Loot mod and a couple other mods as well. I want to talk about where we are right now. We're ready to go into the Mistlands. I already did a couple videos covering the activities that I undertook after defeating Yagluth and just before this point that we're at right now. I'll give you the brief recap on that. We built a couple chicken coops and a wisp fountain for our wisp light. You can see that buff we have up in the corner. I'll get more into that as we go. I do want to make one comment about Hildir's request, and if for some reason you don't want that additional content spoiled, then plug your ears for about 15 seconds, starting now. Okay. Hildir's request has a quest that sends you to the plains. The reward for that quest is 2 eggs. 2 eggs is worth 3,000 coins if you buy the eggs from Hildir. You need the 2 eggs to get your chicken started, so maybe do that instead. Alright, that's out of the way. So we've already got all of our materials, our portal mats, all that other jazz like that. We're just going to unpause this and then jump through the portal. I've got enough rusted already. We have a no-name portal. We also have our motor portal that we're going to jump through. On the other side, I will open my map and explain why I decided to use my motor portal. My motor portal is the southernmost point that I have on my map so far. I've got a couple others that are pretty close, but this is the one that I'm going to use, and I'll give you reasons for that momentarily. The Mistlands are discovered on the outer 40% of the map. Now, on the east and west sides, they go from about the outer 40% of the map. So I'm trying. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Yeah. So the outer 40% of the map or so. Now, on the east and west sides, they go from starting around the last 40% of the map all the way pretty much to the edge of the map. But on the north and south sides of the map, there are 2 future biomes that they're going to be adding to the game. The next biome they're going to be adding after the Mistlands should be the southernmost biome. So my strategy has been to work my way from my base down to the south, and that way I know that, you know, if I should finish up the Mistlands to the south down here, I will be pretty close to... There, get that done. I'll be pretty close, woo, to the next biome as far as that goes. Now, the reason why I want to start off in the plains or near the plains here is that, let me just pop up here again. Now, we've got plains on either sides of the mountain here, and what I want to do is collect a little bit of black metal scrap along the way. The reason why is that we need to craft a couple items we're going to deploy out of black metal. And rather than sailing all the black metal I need down from my base, or rather than building an outpost where I'd also need to build it near the swamp so I can smelt iron to be able to then smelt black metal and stuff, I decided I'm going to take care of all of that. Yep. I'm going to take care of all of that down here just by gathering some black metal from some fuelings in the plains, and then I will... In the Mistlands, they have access to iron. Oh, I just heard my next victims. Yep. In the Mistlands, they have both. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. In the Mistlands, they have both iron and copper. Sorry about that, got a little distracted. So you'll be able to easily get access to iron to build a blast furnace to be able to smelt black metal. That's why we're doing this. So we already have 3 black metal scraps. I did get a melty. So I only need a couple more scraps. I'd take up to 10, but if I can get actually... Okay. If you look straight ahead, I think you can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. So there's a tower up ahead there. That's actually, even though we can't really see it yet, that's a tower that would be found in the Mistlands itself. So even on our map, I don't see any Mistlands yet on the map, but that's definitely a tower that normally would be in the Mistlands. So my guess is that beyond this point somewhere in here, we're going to start seeing the Mistlands happen. Which means I'd actually want to maybe find a couple more. That's okay. We know where to go to get our black metal scraps. We can always come out here at night and find it pretty easily. Okay, well that's odd. I mean, this is a tower. This looks like where I would find the Mistlands, but apparently it's not. So I guess I'll... Right? Weird. I guess I'll keep going. I thought we were going to get lucky and not have to put a boat in the water, but maybe that's not the case. I'm going to head down here out of the mountains because it was snowstorming earlier, and that's not fun. And then maybe I can collect a couple more. That was weird. Maybe it's like a 1-block square. Or a warning light. I feel like that was a thing. We'll see more of those later. Oh, here we go. Should probably take that shield off so I can run for a little bit. This is just going to give us a couple more fuelings worth of black metal. Oh yeah, forgot to show off the throwable stag breaker that I finally enchanted. So, it's really useful in groups. It's also just useful in, you know, slamming on people. All right. All right, 5. Great. Well, that's the minimum we need. I will also need a little bit of wood, so I'll just grab the 10 wood I need right now since I'm close and there's lots of wood right here. Oh yeah. We'll take the coins, and we don't need that. So, come back for that later if we need to. More than enough. Oh, here we go. See all that really dark cloud in the sky? That's not a storm. That is the actual Mistlands. So, oh yeah. You can see from this view here. Well, now that we're back in the mountains, you can't see from this view here. That's all right. Also on our map, you can see a little bit of the change in the biome here. But we're pretty close to having some good plains borders. That way we can potentially do an outpost there. Also, having 3 biomes mixed together, the benefit of having mountains and Mistlands and plains all mixed together is there'll be some goblins invading the Mistlands, the Mistland creatures fighting the fuelings, sorry. And we'll just sort of be able to, you know, benefit from the chaos that it's causing. Now, we're going to equip some weapons here. I do see like a torch up ahead. I'm guessing is probably just a fueling. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to do. There's a hare. No, there's the discovering the Mistlands. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, see, maybe this Death Skeetal will... Well, that's a 1-star hare. More stuff. I'm going to use my hammer for that. Yep. If I can do it right. This is what the Mistlands is going to be like. a lot of territory that you can't really see very well in. I kind of wanted to know where that hare went, and I feel like I lost him. There he is. Running away. Okay, well, I don't want him that bad. All right, so the first thing we're looking for are these Yggdrasil shoots. These can yield Yggdrasil wood, if we are so lucky, and it did not. So we're going to keep chopping them. Till we get the wood that we need. Here we go. Maybe. So this is the first thing we're looking for. Yggdrasil wood. That gives us our ability to craft a black metal pick, finally. Yeah, there's a goblin around here somewhere. Oh, cool. We found some ancient armor, and we found basically a Yggdrasil root. There's lots of fighting going on down below us here. I'm going to talk to Hugin. He's going to tell us about this. Oh, found the Yggdrasil trunk. Oh, hey. Oh, good. Those are friends, not food. Yeah. Wow. So we've got a root. We've got a piece of helmet in front of us here. Some ancient armor anyway. This is what we're going to get some iron out of, hopefully, to build our smelter, our blast furnace, so that we can smelt our black metal. And we're going to be using our extractor on this route right here. So now these rogues will not attack us until we attack them. Any of the Dvergr. You can pronounce it dwarf or Dvergr or whatever you want to do, but they won't attack. So we're using our wisp light. This is the whole thing. If you don't have this wisp light, I'll show you again. I showed you in the video I did before, but without the wisp light, this is how the Mistlands look. You can't see anything. Looking on my monitor to double check. With the wisp light, it clears this stuff out. Now that we have some Yggdrasil, we can make some serious progress. I just wanted to grab that mage cap too. So there's a couple things here we want to mark. One of them is going to be a dot for some mage cap. Eventually, we won't need that. We'll be growing our own stuff. Okay, so we've got a big Yggdrasil root here. We've got actually this Dvergr will act as a nice guard for us for now. We've got ancient armor and whatnot. So I think we're just gonna actually build. We'll just rough out a portal spot for now, and then we'll decide later if we're gonna actually turn this into an outpost. So just do that. Pop a portal back to base. Okay. And I just want to make sure I have enough 10 Yggdrasil wood. I think that's enough. Oh yeah, that's right. The other thing I'm going to have to do is either I'll just drop them on the ground. Actually, I've got enough. I've got enough right now. I'll just put a chest here. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I put like a little, I have like my resource crafting flows down in the bottom corner here, and I'll put them into the description as well. down below in the for the video. But there's a bunch of stuff, and you sort of need to do this order to, well, at least half of it. You need to take care of half of it now. So, for example, now we can craft a black metal pickaxe since we have some Yggdrasil. So we're going to do that. There we go. We also did get a couple other items we could craft. I'm not really worried about making weapons right now, though, because for the most part, we really just want to. We just kind of got into there, and we want to get the rest of our crafting stuff taken care of. So, by killing mobs and stuff like that, as always with epic loot, that's how we learn recipes for the settings that we have. Do that, and we'll get rid of these. We'll just keep the stack of mage caps on us because we're going to need them. Coins can go away. The black metal bars in our inventory. Oh, that's our leftover black metal bars. I was confused for a second there. That can go there. And then we're going to throw these rabbit skills in here too. The Yggdrasil wood, however, we're going to bring back with us. And the regular wood. Okay. We've got our rested back up. We're still fine for food, but I am going to eat more food. We haven't run into any of the... Don't want to jinx myself. I did just build a workbench and a portal and stuff, so that will stop things from spawning within 30 meters. But we're also going to start doing some pounding here shortly to dig into this thing here. So that might draw some attention. If something does come, should be something we can handle pretty easily. This is going to be similar to fighting in other places. You want to kind of maybe try to, you know, grab some high ground if you can. I'm not too worried. I mean, I've got mountains and plains close by, so it's advantageous. All right, copper scrap. We got a couple iron scraps too. We need 10 iron scraps because we're going to be making a blast furnace, and that's what we need for the blast furnace. Oh, how about I stand on top of it? That did not mean to fall. All right. Well, since we have a workbench here already, I'm just gonna help myself out by making a platform so I can stand on it. I don't know what this snapping stuff is now. This is like newly added to the game, apparently. I don't know. I don't know why this is not. Snapping properly to the, there. So, in the Mistlands, the sparkles you're going to see off in the distance are going to sort of give away the direction of things. So, we can see in that direction there's some more sparkles. That's probably more mage cap. That's what it looks like. There'll be some orange sparkles. That'll be another thing to that we can loot. That's food that you can grow. What do we got? We got 8. 2 more iron scraps. One more, of course. But there was... Yeah. Over here. Something else. Now, we're a little farther away from our protective area, but we'll see whether and what kind of attention this draws to us. There is that Dvergr rogue nearby, so he'll fight stuff. Until he's killed, and then he won't fight anything anymore. Oh, time to eat food. Ow. So, again, being able to parry well. Oh, thanks, buddy. Being able to parry well is important. That'll make it so that you can get crits off on them. It's a lot easier to do it that way. I'd really like to kill some more hares. Hares are going to have... There we go. Good use of the AoE ground slam. Hares are going to have meat. That's what we wanted right there. That's going to unlock a recipe for food eventually. There's a couple recipes that use the meat. I'm going to go down here and grab this item here. Run myself back up. Actually, better equip that. Sorry, I will... Yeah, run myself back up and unequip those items so I can move faster. Make sure that the visibility over on my monitor looks pretty good. I mean, this is what the Mistlands is like, so we're gonna be a lot of this is gonna be awfully close for a little bit until we get things squared away. Now, sometimes where there are dwarves, sometimes there will be dwarven towers. I don't see one yet. This guy's out and about in the field. Since he's a rogue, he's probably, I feel like he's one of the scout types that are going to be just farther away. But there are some bases that they have that eventually we'd like to find some, because that's where we're going to get the other part of our extractor from. Okay. I did not get a 10th. That's right, I got attacked. I thought I got my 10th scrap of... There we go. I did get my 10th scrap. All right. And scraps. I'm not too worried about that right now. We will mark it. No. I'm going to mark it with a resource. Just in case. And we're going to... well... Let me think about that for a second. So we can do... No, we might as well do this now. We're going to pop back, get all the mats to get our black metal crafted, and take care of that, and then we'll jump to the point where we're done with that, because that's just busy work. All right, we're back. So I went ahead and went through all the steps. I smelted up the 10 iron bars. Then, you know, grabbed all the mats, you know, the surtling cores and stone you need, and to do the blast furnace, smelted up all of the black metal. So now we have our 10 black metal. That'll allow us to build 2 sap extractors. We're still missing one crucial piece. Now we are collecting some Yggdrasil wood. We'll collect more as we go along, but we're still missing the Dvergr extractor, and that's the one piece we have to go out and now find. In addition to obviously looking for Yggdrasil for the queen, which are usually found in infested mines. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So this is really, now that we've got that little, you know, backdrop stuff out of the way, we should be able to run around and scout out pretty heavily this area. I will kind of stay close to the mountain borders, not because I'm really afraid of anything, but just so I know what I've covered and what I haven't. Here's an ancient sword. Again, swords and armor are going to be where you get iron and copper. since I've already gotten iron and I don't really need to craft much else. I'm doing this very minimalist. You could make a whole base down here if you wanted to, but I don't really need all of that, so I'm just going to skip around it. You're going to notice in the Mistlands that there's lots of raised ground. Oh, great. Let me finish that thought. There's lots of raised ground, so it creates points of challenge for you to get up there, but also options to... Oh. Trying to take out that hair. But also options to get some elevation so you can see things better. Now, if you figure out how to get your body along angles and stuff, and if you hold down run, and then run forward and jump, you can sort of, you know, parkour up to the top of these things, find a flat spot, and then maybe scout out some. I want to make sure you can see it up ahead. It's kind of hard to tell, but there is a tower up ahead. Kind of how I saw it in the mountains. I'm like, oh, that's a sign of the Mistlands. Well, here's a tower, and I can see there's a dwarf out front, so I know it's not an abandoned tower. It might be another waypoint, but it might actually be a Dvergr. There might be a Dvergr tower around here somewhere. Yeah. Well, at this point, it's just a mage, but it's good to note, again, they're friendly people. You could fight them. If you attack them, the individuals and anyone that they see will become aggressive. But, you know, this one looks like to be just out here around this tower. I will kind of circle around a little bit to see if I can spot any, like, Dvergr towers. Once you see them and you see the towers out front and stuff like that, you won't be able to miss them. Now, one of the things we want to do, if you look up the top of these very tall spires, is if we can get up on top of one of these, it's actually going to afford us a pretty good amount of visibility. And the reason why is that you can see lights from up above. You can see lights much easier. There's one off in the distance right now, so since we can see that already, let's go check it out. I will say that unless you have Featherfall, which I do, jumping off of these things could just end it for you right there. So, you know, if I did not have Featherfall, I'd be working my way down these angles, but I would also be making sure that I had an exit strategy. And that's because if you get trapped by a couple Seekers, or maybe the Seeker Warrior, I think it's called, if you're stuck and you can't get away, they're gonna pound you pretty hard. I'm not too worried. Weird. Some structure there, but this is definitely looks like some sort of a Dvergr structure, but I can see that there's a Seeker up on top of there, which means this one's abandoned, which means this should have the entrance to infested mines up there. I'm going to throw a spear to kind of draw them down so I can fight them down here. Or, you know, I'll completely miss. No, it hit. Or at least it landed. Wow, there's 3 of them. Seekers aren't too bad to fight. The Starred Seekers will do a huge amount of damage, though. So you're going to want to either... Oh, there's a 1-star Seeker right there in the doorway. You're going to want to try to get them from range, or get them, you know, fight them apart. You know, make sure you sort of have your healing potions ready to go. If you can hit them in the air, that's good. You want to be dodging when they're on the ground. That's why I like to use a recalling spear, because that makes it easier for me to sort of stick and move. I can just kind of throw it and already be moving away from them. If you have a slow weapon, that would be cool. Like I said, Spirit doesn't do anything, but if you're playing with Epic Loot and you have a well-rolled Frostner, like I've got some really solid rolls on mine, then you could go with that instead. So, for example, like, let me just mouse over my Frostner for a minute here, and I'll pop it up for you. I've got Fire and Frost and Lightning and Poison, and it also has Executioner and a bump to the physical damage. So this is not your average. This is not your average Frostner, so it shouldn't do too bad. Additionally, Actually, my black metal axe would be pretty solid too, now that I think about it, because it has slow on it. Hitting these creatures with slow will dull their reactions a lot. In fact, let me switch to the axe. There's one more up there. We'll get up here, get some stamina back, and then... well, here it is, right here. So we're going to jump over this guy. Lure him into here first, and then, if I can... Oh, I guess there's a couple of them. Well, let's back into here and see if we can draw them in. Oh, apparently they can't path in. That's nice to know. There's no stairs that go up, so I guess I'm pretty much stuck here until I... Well, let's just go out and find them out here. There we go. Jump over that guy. Now, oh, 3 of them. Great. Now, they do normally strike pretty fast, but because I hit them with slow on my axe, they're going to be a lot slower to strike. See how those strikes are, like, way slower? I still don't like facing them on this ledge, and I'm out of stamina, so I got to get down here. There we go. Man, these elevations. If you don't have good stamina, or, you know, good situational awareness, you know, etc., it's gonna be challenging. Well, that guy's wounded. All right. Ooh, there's a Seeker Soldier. All right, we're gonna clear out these Seekers first, then we'll talk about the Seeker Soldier. You know. Woo. So the Seeker Soldier has a couple moves on him. It's got like a headbutt. You just kind of saw him do that there. He's got that ground pound, which you kind of don't want to be on. You can jump on his back, right? Not super great for the spear, because you can't really strike down with a spear. Also, if you can get behind him, he is vulnerable to butt attacks. But none of these guys particularly don't take a lot of damage from Impale. So if I really wanted to fight this guy, I'd probably be going back to the axe. So now that I've hit him with the slow, that makes him a little more vulnerable, so I can get behind him. Just try to stay out of those pounds and hit him with a heavy damage from the rear. They have lots of hit points. You can tell. That's a charge. Well, she tried to charge. Oh, got me that time. That wasn't too bad though. So that pound will knock you back. You can see that. All right, there we go. Last couple hits. Gonna generally drop the same things that the Seekers do. Again, if you get cornered by one of those guys, you don't have a good means to fight around him, or like a sweet slow weapon and stuff like that. You know, you can always choose not to fight him if you have a place to get away to. Long ago, nothing can last forever. Treasures left are guarded by more sinister. Okay, great. So this is actually going to be the entrance. Head down here. See, it's all getting sticky and gross. Yeah. So that's going to be the entrance to an infested mine. Don't get lost, etc. So we brought back mats, by the way, for another portal. We renamed this back to here to Mistpost. We renamed it back at our base, and we renamed it once we popped through. So that means we've got 2 portals now that we're going to have active down in here as soon as we get a workbench built. Okay. So we're good to go as far as that goes. Food's okay. 13 minutes is all right. I mean, we've got a pretty good amount of health. Our weaponry's okay. There's one thing I want to go back and grab, though, Hold on. Let me double check that. Yeah, I think we should be able to craft them. Hold on. 7. Yeah, so we can make a wisp torch. We need Yggdrasil wood and we need a wisp. So I am just going to hop back really quick and grab some wisps. So when we built that wisp fountain back at our base, this is the other thing that I was telling you wanted to collect wisps for. That's to make this torch. 10's probably fine for now. Then we can drop off our Seeker trophy, and I don't quite remember where we want this mandible to go, but I think it's going to go probably in this weapon crafting here. Armor, and we'll just carry the rest with us. Before I do that, I might as well repair. Always remember, because I always forget, if things get really dicey, there's the bone mass power that you have for the tougher fights. Okay, so one of the things that the wisp torch will do, and the main thing, is it will drive away the mist, just like the wisp does, but then you can leave these torches down and they will drive it away in quite a good area. So let's say I die inside this infested tunnel and I come back in to try to get my corpse back. Well, my wisp light is going to be down in the infested tunnel as well. If I have some of these wisp torches with me and I put a couple of them down inside the infested tunnel, should I die, at least that area will be cleared of mist. Same thing if you had a base and you just want it cleared of mist. You know, again, if I die out there, when I come back here, this area will be clear of the mist. I'll be able to operate a little bit better. Now, going into the tunnel, we're going to be sneaking, just in case, because usually there are bad things right away. Okay. So I can see up ahead, I can see in the distance there's a couple seekers. I hope that's a seeker and not a seeker warrior, but it might be a warrior. There's a couple devices on the side here, that's fine. And then I can see a bunch of eggs up ahead. So since this is a moment of peace and I'm not spotted by that, 1-star seeker, I'm going to go ahead and put down that seeker torch, or not seeker torch, the mist torch. Oh, spotted by a tick. Oh, here's the ticks. All right, something that's useful for the ticks is going to be stag breaker. Oh, jeez. Oh, you bumped me right back out of the entrance. Well, that's one way of doing it. So stag breaker is useful for getting rid of ticks. If ticks jump on you, you need to either sort of like learn how to swing around, like attack and like swing around behind yourself, or to just, the easiest thing is to have a two-hander or a buddy, but having a two-hander AoE blunt weapon will hit the ground with AoE, it'll damage everything on you, and it does knockback, so it'll knock the ticks off of you. That's the easiest way to do it. We're going to go back in. I think there's only one tick left. I'm not too worried about that one now. And the 1-star tick's gone, which is good because they hurt bad. There's still the 1-star seeker, but with a shield, we should be able to parry him off pretty good. Oh. Okay. Well, there's more ticks, but... Oh, man. Too far away for me to... Yeah, see that. The tick was on there, but I kind of You just kind of turn sideways when you swing, and it'll get them off. Okay. Now, the big thing you want to remember is the reason why those seekers weren't coming after me initially is there were some strands across the... Look at all those ticks over there. Some strands across the doorway. Once you break those strands, it sort of opens up a room. You'll see later on when we get to some more rooms that there are going to be some strands. Ooh, a 2-star tick. Jeez. All right. This is where the throwable hammer comes in real handy. Ooh, Sealbreaker fragment. Okay. So... this piece of glass that I broke over here, you'll see up ahead on the left is another one. Those are Sealbreaker fragments. Those are what we need to unlock the door to the... I'll just pause that for a second since they're looking at me. That's what we use to unlock the door into the Queen's chamber. It's going to be kind of like an infested mine, but you need a completed Sealbreaker to get in. It's kind of like how you need the fueling totems to... you know, to summon Yagluth, you need a completed Sealbreaker to get into the Queen's domain, or to her her boss fight. So, and she's actually inside. It's inside a building. It's the one fight that is not an external fight. So, we're looking for a bunch of those. We're also looking, hopefully, for a Vegvasir that's going to point us in the direction of the Queen. Okay. So while we're here, so these little red glowing eggs that are in front of us. They have some food-type substance we're going to want, which is like royal jelly, and they also sometimes contain little seeker broodlings that we're going to want to just kill and get out of the way so they're not doing anything to us. But these ticks that are back here, this is where a good throwing weapon comes in handy, because we can then throw it, break a bunch of these eggs, be damaging these ticks, and just generally make a nuisance of ourselves. There's a seeker broodling right there. Yeah. So. Oh, I got knocked out again. All right. Well. Oh, my hammer's back in there. Okay. All right, hammer's recovered. This is not exactly the fight that I want to have, surrounded by seekers, because this is pretty much how I die. All right, you want to try to... Oh my gosh, that's not going to work. Oh yeah, I died. So as I was saying, this is not the fight I wanted to have. It happens. I think I should have stayed back by the door and let them knock me out the door again, which would have been a great idea, but that's fine. So what we're gonna do is we've got plenty of food we can eat. We know our portal's back there. The issue is we're going to have to get our body. Most of these things should reset. We've already cleared most of the hallway. We just have to get our body picked up and withdraw enough to be able to heal ourselves. So I would like to eat like one other piece of food that was along the lines of what I was already eating, or better. All right, well, we're just going to eat one of our old cooked deer meats. And take a chance here. Again, forgot to activate my bone mass power. I didn't think there were that many seekers in the tunnel at that point. I thought there was enough of the tunnel closed off that I wouldn't have to worry about that, but I was wrong. So now is going to be the little bit of a dicey dice, but if it's too bad, we'll just step back out of the hallway. Oh, geez. Okay. Nothing sees us yet, but there are... Oh, something sees me now. Oh. Oh, my God. Well, oh, I've let a tick out into the world. Well, this is why we have backup gear. So we're going to go with the... Yeah. We'll go with that sword. And we've got some good armor. I probably should have slapped this on to begin with, to be honest. Let me see between... Health and Eitr, and that's a Cuirass, and that's 50 health. No, we'll go with this one. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got a hood. Thorns. So, Thorns is going to help us fight these guys. Don't have a cape. Not too worried about that right now. I am going to eat some food again. And once I get my stuff back, I'm gonna go and make a let's do that. Once I get my hammer back, I'm gonna, you know, make an iron spit, probably to make some more backup food. All right, and we have this ring. We can do that too. All right. Oh wait, I forgot. I do have a cape. Okay. Let's try this again before our portal gets broken by that tick. Is okay. 1 skill in swords. Excellent. Well, I've been in worse situations. So we are going to go in there, assess the situation again. Maybe we'll see if we can sucker somebody out. Just get out of the... Okay, that guy's kind of wounded. Looking for me, but can't see me. A little broodling down there. I can see my body down below. If I can get to my body without being spotted, that's going to make this a whole lot easier. I don't want to fill up. Okay. Well. Of course. Stack some of my stuff here. I don't know why I didn't stack that other stuff. I'm not worried about the carapaces right now. I'm going to get that ring out of here. And I'm also not worried about... Make sure I'm equipping the right things here. Whoop. Okay, well that was nice. I had thorns on my shield. Wait. Yeah. Okay. I think I have all of the things equipped that I want to have equipped. I'm going to pull back for a second. Ooh, 2-star tick. Woo! Yeah, they don't have a lot of hit points, but... Okay, there we go. Get myself on this side of the door. kind of clear these guys out. All right, do a little bit of... Now this doesn't do a lot of damage to Seekers, so I have no illusions about that. They don't do a very good job of getting through doorways. I mean, obviously, you've seen them come through the doorways before. All right, that's better. Oh. Yeah. Well, those guys take pretty good damage from that. Okay. I'm going to grab up whatever will stack, which isn't everything right now. And then... yeah, doesn't really look like much sees me right now. I'm going to go back out and take my stuff back to base. And kind of clean myself up a little bit. It was embarrassing. Yeah. It happens. And, you know, all you can do is just try your best to recover from it, which is what I did. Okay. So, we'll put that away. That's the, yeah. Now, I was using this legendary wolf. Oh, I was using that for the thorns. This one has much better health on it, which is why I was keeping it around. Right. These are the... I think that's right. I think these are the pants I'm supposed to be wearing. Because these ones do not have featherfall. This one, nothing else has featherfall. I just want to make sure that I've got my gear back. That's definitely health. Yeah. Okay, that looks correct. That was a good backup there. Oh, I see. So I picked up another one. Oh, here, 11% thorns with a better blocking, probably. Block power 72, block power 78. Yeah. Well. Yeah, they're both pretty good, but this one... Oh. Yeah, I mean, that one has faint, which is nice, but to be honest, I like having thorns on something. Thorns is going to make it so that if a tick jumps on us, you know, the chance of them popping from the thorn damage is going to be a little bit higher. Okay. Put that ring back in there. We got a couple items here that are like mirroring the items we already had. I'm gonna hang on to that one again anyway, and then we'll just melt the rest of these. Okay. A couple tick trophies. Remember collecting trophies too with the epic loot mod. Collecting a couple trophies, especially the high-end ones, will give you some pretty good high-end shards. That's how you get your shards, typically, is melting trophies. Melting your other magic items is how you get those other things. Blood clot. I can't remember what blood clots are used for. I feel like it's going to be like food or some kind of other weird thing. So I'm going to stick that there for now. I'm going to stick the seal breaker fragment over here. Whew, man. That was a tough first round. I feel like I need to consider bumping up my food a little bit. once we get some of the recipes for the higher end stuff, making a couple items, even if they're like not enchanted, making a couple higher end items will benefit us greatly. Okay, let me just double check. I should probably put put healing potions up on the bar. That's what I was trying to do when I fumbled around and died the first time. I was like, I really want to open my inventory and drink a healing potion because I didn't put it up on the slot on my bar here, and didn't get a chance. So also, I'm actually gonna switch to my, what is it? Frostner has frost damage, which will do a little bit of slow. This black metal axe also does a good clip of damage, 105. The piercing damage, actually, that's kind of the problem with the spear, is that some of these have resistance to pierce. So I just want to, in fact, I think a lot of them have resistance to a bunch of the physical damages. I'd have to double check it again, but there's like certain areas, like on that Seeker Soldier, he's got a couple weak spots that you can hit him with. The ticks, however, are I believe vulnerable to pierce, and the underbelly. There's a big thing we haven't seen yet, but when we see it, I'll point it out. Also vulnerable to damage. Anyway, this has like a pretty good amount of stuff. I think I'm going to try, even though the spirit is completely worthless, it still has, between the blunt, the fire, the lightning, and the poison, 90, 120, 130, you know, what is that? 110, 120, 135, yeah. About 100, yeah, 135. And the axe is like, I could upgrade the axe some if I wanted to blow more black metal on it, but I don't right now. So again, I'm waiting for better items. So we're gonna go with our Frostner, see how well that works. Oh yeah, I forgot. We also just a ton of items dropped. Okay, so we got Royal Jelly that'll allow us to start getting mead for the healing. Ooh, wow, it's a pretty sizable. No wonder we got hit. It was a big room off on the side over here. Also, the Sealbreaker fragment dropped out of there. There's a doorway over here too. Some glowy stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad that Seeker Soldier didn't aggro us. Oh man. Yeah, the Royal Jelly is distracting. It made me think it was a Yggdrasil for a minute there. Royal Jelly is going to be used in food, and there's a couple really good recipes for it. I've talked about them before and linked them before. Some of the high-end recipes that I'm going to be working on, like the chicken and honey and whatnot. All right. Got the rest of whatever I had, and I'm pretty much full again, which, you know, not unheard of. Oh, well. Now, this is what the doors look like. So there's probably something on the other side of that door. I mean, obviously there is. I mean, as soon as I've walked, you know, the eyeball got huge. So there's probably something right on the other side of that door. But since I already have these other openings, I would rather explore the other openings and leave anything closed at this point until I have to. So it makes more sense to me to not, you know, I don't want to get attacked from behind when I know that down there is clear right now until I open that door. So I will, you know, explore. Ooh, there's a seeker down there. I will explore the rest of this area. I will hit him with a spear. Yeah. That set him up pretty good. If I can get a few more of those, I'd feel a little bit better. So here's another way down. This might go down to the same way as that door down below. I'm just kind of like looking down there to see if there's anything. There's definitely a seeker down there, so he might try flying up anyway. It looks like he's got purple wings, and purple wings means that he's probably a 1-star. Now, you see this across the doorway, the smiley face, whatever you want to call it, these vines basically across the doorway. That is preventing things from potentially walking underneath. As odd as that may sound. Here we go. Yeah. So once that's broken, same thing with this one. Once that's broken, that will loosen up this area. I'm just going to keep spearing these things. Oh, or not. Guess I'll step over here and just use my hammer. Oh, that guy fell down. Go. Anyway, since I didn't break those vines, that gives me potentially a way to dodge underneath, to break line of sight, as it were, with seekers and whatnot. So I'm going to leave that in place for as long as I can. All right. Well, I see a seeker. I do not see a 1-star seeker. Maybe I was wrong, but this is why I like the Stag Breaker lots. Oh, there is a 1-star seeker, but he's also almost dead. So, just raining down AoE on top of him. Now, that might mean, you know, lots of repairing of the Stag Breaker over time, but it's super worth it to not have to fight stuff. Or, you know, at least to be able to soften stuff up. Oops. Well, I don't see anything down here. I did pick up that was a legendary Lox cape. We'll get up out of here first. And then we'll take a look at it while we're recovering. Wow. 25 health, 30 Eitr, and 25 carry weight, and some Eitr regen. That's pretty good. I'm not using Eitr right now. Eitr's basically going to be the magic that we're going to use. My current cloak has 35 carry weight, 35 stamina, and some armor, but armor on cloaks is terrible, so that doesn't throw me at all. But the fact that this one has health and carry weight, yeah, I feel like that's a good one. It's also part of that Ragnar's set, which is funny. I don't know that I'm going to use that, but... Okay, and just to see, that's got some armor. This other cloak, no. So I'll be putting that one away, the other one. These are just some iron bucklers. That's just going to be stuff to melt. And that's a bone impaler, also going to be stuff to melt. There's a piece of wood I can get rid of. All right. I do have one slot left before... Something keeps spotting me. I don't know if it's up the... I think it's probably up the stairs above. The other thing I'm going to do is, now that I'm here, I'm going to put a wisp light. There. So again, if something happens and I die, and therefore I use my wisp light, having this wisp torch here is going to keep the mist cleared away, because even when you're in these infested mines, the mist can, you know, is in here. It's pervasive and would make it really problematic getting your corpse back if you die inside the infested mines. Okay. I'm gonna, speaking of, actually, I'm gonna chuck, I mean, I don't really need any of these items. I'll hang on to the padded helmet just because it's a padded helmet, but these iron bucklers I'm gonna throw on the ground. All right, I still have not checked out the Frostner to see how well it performs here, to see how well the frost damage does. I have a feeling, so there's a door, like a boarded, actually it's not a door, but it's a boarded up entrance. So that's probably part of the reason why I got attacked earlier. That was off to the side originally when we came in, and I probably ended up breaking through it, which brought a whole lot of crap on my head. This over here is just a door, right? You can see there's something through the door. Now, I probably can't, nope, I can't hit it, but I could do this, right? Remember this old thing? Doing this in the burial chambers. So, most of those things that I'm hitting are not ticks. They're going to be whatever this thing is. I might be hitting something, a pick, a piece of a torch or something. I'm not sure, but well, something died. Something spewed green stuff, and I don't quite recall what does that, but most of this other stuff looks like broken. So, all right, we'll let that go for now, and we'll kind of, well, we can't go this way. Nope. But this does look like a room we could maybe get into if we're attacked. Also notice the holes in the floor can be good, can be bad. If you're trying to make a getaway, it'll buy you maybe a little bit of extra time to drop down through the hole. But quite possibly, if you forget and are running down the stairs, something else might fall down that hole and cut you off. I do see a tick over there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my hammer at the back wall. That'll take care of that. That'll also release all the Seeker Brood and break that opening up. Okay. Nothing in here but a bunch of royal jelly. Nothing in here. Right. Bunch of Seeker Brood. Whoop. Okay. The Seeker Brood will also drop royal jelly. So they don't just sit in piles next to it, they actually drop it as well. Whole lots of nothing. You can kind of see now how the mist is kind of starting to show up, so I'm out of the range of that torch that I set down there. There is a room over here, obviously with some sort of a seeker in it. I don't know how tough he is, but once I crack that open, it's going to be on, so... But we'll do that. That sounded like a Seeker soldier, but maybe I'm wrong. No. Whoop. Oh, haha, parried him. He's going to come back up, and... Oh, he's going to fall. He really wants to jump on me. Not working. Okay. Got one slot left. I think this is a dead end. Yeah. Okay. So everything up here has been explored except for this door that was at the top of the stairs and still has a bad guy behind it. Well, or I ended up killing them all. Huh, interesting. All right. Well, I didn't realize he was dead. Okay. We've looked down below. We've looked up above. We have one off to the side, I believe, over here, and one down at the bottom. Oops, yeah. Definitely one at the side. That's where the Seeker Soldier is. Also, see up above. This is, you know, very reminiscent of, you know, alien movies or whatever. All right. Well, I don't know why this guy's not coming at me, but I'm going to throw the spear and... yeah. Start softening him up. I don't think anybody else is going to show up with him because I feel like he's just kind of stuck in this room. Oh, there's a purple light over there. I'd really like to hit him on the rear end, but apparently I can't get the angle. There we go. If you hit him right on the rear, you can do some solid damage, even with a spear. Okay. Okay, some more glass, looks like over there. Oh, there we go. One of the other things we're looking for in terms of crafting is going to be one of those black cores. We need a lot of them. It's one way of putting it. Basically about as many as we can get. Again, this is why I like AoE ground slam. Even if it didn't have throwing, just being able to switch to an AoE ground attack to clear out those eggs is just a convenience. So these things up here, we could throw things at them to break them. So for example, I might as well throw my hammer. Oops. Thought I got rid of all those brutes. It just makes it a little dusty. That's the only problem with that. I heard another Seeker or something over here. So we can just... you could throw a spear or some other sort of attack if you wanted to clear these things out. I'm just going to use my hammer. There he is. Oops. Okay. So here we go, black core. Well, when I can... oh yeah, I don't have any room. Get rid of that wood. There we go. Now, hopefully we can get a few of these, because, like I said, we're going to need 5 to make the crafting bench that's going to allow us to craft the next tier of weaponry. I believe it's 5. Hear lots of walking up there, so... guessing there's going to be some fighting up there as well. We are out of room with a lot of things. The other thing is, do we have... we have room for more seal breakers. Oops. Okay, another seal breaker fragment. It's kind of nice. We got half of the seal breaker fragments that we need. I'm going to... oh yeah, that's a soldier. I'm going to ditch... well, temporarily drop anyway a few of these epic items back here by the entrance. I don't need them right now. That was... yeah, I think this was all just stuff that was dropped. Oh yeah, that was... I forgot, that was the stuff I recovered from my corpse, or some of it was anyway. So that'll just give me a few more slots of food. When we go up above, I'll take down some trees, and we'll probably end up putting either a chest or some other sort of thing. Ooh. That's not the way I came. This is not the door I've opened yet. I forgot. We still have the one up above. All right, let's go finish the up above one. That's a purple one. That's going to be a 1 or a 2 star in terms of seekers. So let's deal with this up here first. Now you can destroy these steps with enough damage. You can destroy those pillars. And there we go. Seal breaker fragment. And that could make going up or down problematic. This guy is going to be problematic already, being that he's up here guarding the top of this thing. Yeah. All right. That is the... That is my extra enhanced Frostner there. Doing some nice work on him. Woo! Splat. All right. I will double check. Sometimes it's hard to spot doors, so I will double check. None of these are doors. They don't look like doors. And then we have 4 Sealbreaker fragments. That's a good start. Out of 1 infested mine. And then we have 3 black cores. Now, there's some other uses for black cores that we have too, but that doesn't really matter right now because we're not looking to make like a mortar and pestle for our cauldron. We're also not looking to make... there's some other things, but we do want to combine... Eventually, we want to combine some black marble, which we've yet to... We haven't pulled up any black marble yet. Once we pull up black marble, that'll give us the recipe for the Black Forge. There... Ooh. Hey, buddy. Okay. Apparently must have let somebody out. Okay, we do have 1 more door to check. And we still have some slots in our inventory, so we're going to go down here. And... yeah, it's 1 star. Now, I don't really want to get hit by that guy, and I don't like the fact that there's a bunch of ticks rolling around with him. So I'm going to... Whoa! So, again, why I like AoE damage... Okay. Jump over that guy. He got us with a good hit. We're going to parry this time. All right. Oh, hey. Dvergr Fang. Yeah. Triple shot. That's an interesting roll. Okay, there's still something around. Don't know if it'll be ticks. Don't know if it'll be another creature. Well, we found everything so far. Maybe this is going to be where the Yggdrasil is. So there's hidden door, right? That's a little symbol on there. You keep an eye out for those. And there's a chest. No Yggdrasil. That's all right. Wow. I have to, hold on, I have to close my, let's just do this. Let's throw that mandible down in here and pop this up. Health regen, stagger, block stamina, and faint. Not health critical. I mean, that's health regen, no movement penalty, and a bigger parry window, and some physical damage reduction. I give the advantage up to the physical damage reduction for sure. Yeah. It's still good for taking back. Like, I don't need to take this Dvergr Fang back. I don't really need to take either of these guys back either. Those will stack since I'm eating. And then we'll just take the mandible back again too, and we'll check this one out. Yeah. I don't really need the minor stamina mead. I don't need to bring that back with me. Although we do have plenty of all of these other mats now, and Yggdrasil wood I don't necessarily... I could ditch it if I need to. Well, notice that so far we don't have another way down, but there is a hole in the floor here that leads down to some seekers down below me. I don't want to fall down there yet, so here we go. Here's the stairs right here. Yep, and there's... I don't think he can fit up here. Well, that guy can fit up here. Oh. Well, that was my mistake. Alright, well. What, did I pick up? A shield? Yeah, I don't want that. Jeez. All right. Oh. There. That's how to... Just gonna hammer my way through this. So the frost still slows them. That's good. I don't remember which these items are. That's a... Looks like an epic black metal shield. Don't really feel like dropping anything yet. I'll get down here. I may actually drop, to be honest. I'm going to drop these Surtling cores. Because I have a ton of those. Now, normally you're thinking, oh, well, why would you pick up an epic item when, you know, you have the same tier legendary? But sometimes you get really good rolls. If I were to get a roll that has, like, thorns, health, and feint, like a regular feint roll on it, I might be inclined to use that shield instead, even though it has less rolls and it's only, you know, purple per se, because nothing else gets added to legendary items except for extra rolls. Yeah. Okay, man, there's still more stuff down here. One thing I need to do is I need to put out another wisp torch. There. Okay, see some ticks over there. Looks like they're behind an opening, so I should be able to go over here. Yeah. Yeah, there's no, sorry. There were no other openings. There's just those openings there. There's this Ucky pillar right here, and then there's ticks behind there. I don't think they can get to me yet. Yeah, that's it. That's the one way to go. Here's a good situation where having a bow would not be a bad idea. A bow is a little, you know, finer in terms of targeting than a spear is. In this case, if I throw at these guys, yeah, see, I may not hit them. I don't know that Seeker... Oh, he can. I was going to say, I don't know that he can fit through the opening. Whoop. All right. I'm going to go up here. Switch to this one, and then... There. Take those guys out. Also, I'm going to eat food now. Ooh, he was hiding up above. Didn't matter, I was already, like, in defensive mode, but... the one trade-off that I made, switching cloaks, I mentioned earlier, which I'm actually starting to see the effects of, is the other legendary cloak that I had here has 35 stamina, so I traded 35 stamina for, basically for, 25 health. I don't know that I need the extra 25 health at this point. I feel like I would rather have the frost damage reduction. Doesn't matter. This one also had pierce damage reduction, and I think that at least the Seeker's attacks, I think one of the attacks that they do is piercing. So I think I'm actually going to switch back for now. Like I said, I'm going to hang on to both of them, but I'm missing that. I'm missing the feel of having that extra stamina in terms of, like, being able to swing, being able to fight more. Okay. Another door over there. Still something alive in this place. Man, this is one of the biggest infested mines I've come across, I feel like. I mean, yeah, there's definitely something behind there. Well. And it keeps going down. Maybe this is... I was going to say maybe this is the last room. Maybe it's a nothing burger, but yeah, pretty much just a couple ticks. Okay. And that's the end of that mine. Man. All right, no inventory left. Well, I've got like one piece of wood, which really doesn't matter. So, you know, I could take those. If you were looking at things, you'd probably be like, yeah, the Surtling cores make more sense. But considering how many Surtling cores we actually have, I'm just double checking that I don't have anything else to do. That looks like it. All right, well, let me think about this for a minute. I mean, we have a lot to take back to our base. Definitely got to stow a bunch of things. So let me open this map here and see what we got. We got more water. So I don't know how much of a Mistland area this is. I mean, who knows? It could be done or it could keep going. So, you know, we'll see. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop back real quick, dump my stuff. I think what we're going to do is... let me mull this over for a second. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to dump our food in here. There's nothing we need to cook at this point, as far as that goes. See how the seeker meat like adds up really quick. We do have like a recipe that we're going to be using at some point here that uses that could use seeker, like the meat platter. That's one of the ones we're going to be looking at. So definitely something that does use some seeker meat, but not a ton. I found through previous playthrough that like you just get tons of seeker meat. There's one other, like I mentioned before, there's one other item that we use. Let's get rid of these two. That we use for, sorry, there's one other food. No, there's one other plant that we need to find out here so far, and those are Jotun puffs. Jotun puffs are used for food recipes. So there's going to be a few food recipes we're going to use them for. So that's actually, of the two, you know, I already got a bunch of mage caps. I really don't need more than the mage caps I have. So we will leave this wisp torch here just because it's going to block some spawns since it's a player-made construct. And then we're going to mark on the map. Oh, look. Maybe I don't need to do that. No, we're going to mark on the map. This is a infested, and then we'll just mark it that it's done. And then, let's see, where do we want to go then? Well, I guess we'll just work our way back up toward the mountain edge, go along the edge of the mountain as far as we can, maybe, and sort of circle around and see if we can come across anything else. I do see mage cap way up on top of there. I'd rather find some Jotun puffs. Sometimes, like, scouting around, oh yeah, especially since it's daytime, actually, if I can find... We talked about this earlier before I found this place, that if we can get up someplace high, it'll give us better ability to see any lights that might be where the Dvergr forts are, or another infested tunnel. All right. Well. Ooh. Jeez. All right. Do this right. Okay. Now, there's another thing that... So we have this ancient armor. Oh, here we go. I almost thought that was where we were at, but it's not. This also looks abandoned. It may not be, but it looks abandoned. Oh no, it's not abandoned. Great. I mean, good and bad. An outpost. Yep. Dvergr clan separated. So I'm going to put my weapons away shortly for a second here. Now, there's a rogue. They've got crossbows, so they've got ranged attacks. Mages have magic attacks. Another rogue. Now, I don't see... Here we go, right here. Yeah. So this crate right here contains the extractor we're looking for. There's just one problem. Well, there's 4 problems, and it's the Dvergr that when we attack this crate or open this crate or whatever, they will all become aggressive. So I don't think it's the best idea to be down in the bottom of this tower, because that basically means I would die. I might die, but I think probably the best thing would be to just attack them from up here, clear them out. That way I can get the jump on this mage. And then, you know, yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. So I will actually... Oh, I can't build a portal yet here, because you saw down in the basement there was a rune. I don't think I can... Talking to me again? Tolerating strangers, anger, right. Yeah. So, getting the drop on these guys will be pretty easy. I mean, it's going to be... I'd like that rogue to walk inside. But I guess it's not going to happen. Oh well. As long as they're right next to each other. What have I got to lose? Oh, well, now there's 3 of them. All right. Yeah, maybe they'll go inside. Close enough. All right. They're next to each other. Yeah. Okay. Now I just have to deal. Don't get shot. Yeah. Great. Got some black marble. That was from the breaking off, you know, hunks of the building. It happens. A bunch of building pieces. Stuff's going to go by. I still have that one sorcerer to fight inside, but he shouldn't be difficult to take care of. I also got soft tissue off the Dvergr. There was going to be another giant before I got distracted by fighting this building. There's if you ever find any giant skulls, they'll be surrounded usually in armor, like a helmet, and then sometimes there'll be soft tissue inside that you can dig out with your black metal pick, and that will allow you to get more soft tissue a lot fast. You'll get a ton of soft tissue off of that. All right, so we're just going to come down here and... Yeah. Make work of that guy. Get his coins, and now we can get rid of the ward. And the reason why I'm going to get rid of the ward is because I'm going to actually put a portal here. Someday. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's another way. I didn't forget. There's another thing you can do to get rid of a portal if you were so inclined, or a ward if you were so inclined. But There we go. Now it's gone. You could, but I don't have the materials for it right now. But we did get the Dvergr Extractor. I think there's some good stuff in this barrel too. Like maybe some fine wood or copper or something. Tasty mead. Not exactly what I was looking for, but a little bit of fine wood. We do not need the copper scraps. And we do not need the copper bars. So I'm going to ditch those down there for now. We don't need any of this other stuff. You can break things apart and get all kinds of wood and whatnot if you wanted to. Mainly, breaking that ward allows us to put a portal up here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put down a workbench and a portal. There. Now, what that's going to allow us to do is, let me double check that I don't have any metal to bring with me. Oh yeah, I forgot actually. I take it back. The extractor also cannot be teleported. So we're gonna have to run that back to the outpost where we have our black metal stored. It's not a huge deal. Once we, get all of that taken care of, we won't have to be doing that. But yeah, I forgot. That's okay. We'll leave this portal here. It'll make it easier to get back to here as it is. It is connected, but we've got to go overland. So one way or the other. Mage caps, again, I'm not really interested in at this point, just because I already have enough planted for 30 of them. Kind of going to this hybrid territory. I do want some Jotun puffs. Man, I'd like to take out a couple more hairs too, but I'm not gonna crazy over here. Go crazy. Sorry, I'm like muttering a little bit. I'm not gonna go crazy over here. Chasing hares. It's gonna be too distracting for this game. All right. Jotun puffs are going to be orangey. Again, I believe they glow at night, so you'll be able to see them up higher a little bit better. Notice how I can see farther away at this elevation. So as we go up higher, our ability to see farther away goes up. So, for example, take this. Well, let me see if I can find the right angle to run up this at. This is also a reason for wanting more stamina. Oh, looks like we could run up this part right here, and then maybe get up here and then take a rest for a second. Okay. Well, I don't see anything jumping out at me. I was just looking down there to see if I saw food. No. By food, I mean Jotun puffs. All right, well, nothing's jumping out at me, so I'm going to jump and featherfall. So sometimes if you spot good, it's back in the plains. Sometimes if you spot good other elevated heights, you can do a lot of elevated traveling across the area, but this is not, since we're kind of in the borderlands area, there's not as much high ground. We're pretty close to our base, so I'm not too worried about lots of mobs. Currently a death skeeto. Yeah. And then here's all of our mage cap. So, well, Here's half of our mage cap. Maybe the rest got eaten. I don't know. It's all right. We're gonna build up walls around this. Since this looks like it's gonna be a place we're gonna keep. Okay. So we have our Dvergr, Extractor, our black metal, and some Yggdrasil wood. So now we've got this big root here that says it's pulsating with energy. We go into furniture, and it's not furniture. We go into crafting, and we go to our sap extractor, and we just poke it in, and it's going to start sucking sap out of the tree. You can usually get away with, initially you could even put like 2 sap extractors on a tree, and they'll drain it down pretty good. Eventually it might run out of sap, but oh, well, here we go. That is a Gyal. Their underbelly is vulnerable to being crit if you can hit them. They like launching fireballs and ticks. So high ground is good. Bows can be good. Oops. Ow. Not having food can be bad. Okay. We're going to get ourselves, there we go, up on some high ground here. Get rid of that tick. Okay. I am not sure where the Gyal went. There he is. I think he's probably going to destroy my base if I don't do something about it. So I guess or he's going to be fighting something else. I'm not really sure. See that the... Oh, I missed. Yeah, he destroyed my portal. That's not good. Oh, I missed him again. All right. Sorry, I don't really want my... Don't really want my exit spoiled. Oh, there's 2 rogues. Great. Wait for my spear to come back. There we go. So, hitting him from below. Pretty awesome. Now I just have to go and figure out where all the loot dropped, but you get the idea. Giant gross thing. Prone to destroying. Actually, I better change the name of this portal again. I just need a little more wood, and then we'll finish that off. We'll just have a nice fence that'll block my portal off. Not too worried about it at this point. We will wait. Here we go. There we go. 3 sap. So that gives me the ability to craft the... Here, let's pull it up. So one of the things I can craft now is obviously the black forge, because we got the black marble. We can also craft an Eitr refinery. Both the Eitr refinery, that takes 5 black core. The black forge takes 5 black core. So we're going to have, we still need 2 more. And then we're going to have to start juggling back and forth. There's another device over here as well that I don't think that we've gotten yet. Yeah, I don't see it anyway. There's another device that takes black core as well. And so until we find enough infested mines, we're going to have to be juggling our... juggling what we can craft. That's usually what happens. I mean, that's not anything new. But we can start, gathering up sap and stuff. Let's go back and ditch all the stuff that we have right now. That extractor will just keep chugging it out. It'll fill up to 10. You just want to make sure you pop back and empty it periodically. I didn't think I was going to get a lot of use out of this Frostner. It had just dropped. I don't know. I want to say near the end of the last playthrough, or maybe even off of Yagluth. But it's working out pretty good. I've only upgraded it 1, so I may upgrade it further, considering it seems to be doing a pretty good job. Oh, jeez. All right, well, I just gave away my position, so that's going to happen. Because of the nature of the Mistlands and how it takes a lot to get around, we don't have the visibility we do for the other biomes. This is going to wind up being a 2-part episode. So we've made a lot of progress in the first episode. We're going to continue our progress in the part 2 of the Mistlands walkthrough. Thanks so much for hanging. Don't forget to drop a like down below, and if you haven't yet, touch the monkey down in the corner, subscribe. It really helps me out. I appreciate you coming back and giving me feedback and all that jazz. So once again, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.